So Eric Holder's not done yet, and he thinks that the investigation into the killing of Eric Garner is also not done. Now, of course, a grand jury in Staten Island decided not to indict the officer involved there in New York. But Eric Holder says, hold her on a minute. Here's his press conference from today.
I'm here to announce that the Justice Department will proceed with a federal civil rights investigation into Mr. Garner's death. Mr. Garner's death is one of several recent incidents across our great country that have tested the sense of trust that must exist between law enforcement and the communities they are charged to serve and to protect. This is not a New York issue, nor a Ferguson issue alone. The vast majority of our law enforcement officers perform their duties honorably and are committed to respecting their fellow citizens' civil rights as they carry out their very challenging work. It is for their sake as well that we must seek to heal the breakdown in trust that we have seen.
So now Eric Holder is stepping down from the role of Attorney General. The person who's going to replace him is Loretta Lynch. Well, they've actually put Loretta Lynch, who currently is the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, in charge of this investigation. So that's fairly sensible, and she'll pick up the baton where Holder left off. So it's good to see that someone's looking into it. It's actually a rare situation where almost all the pundits on TV agreed that there should have been some sort of charge, even if it wasn't for first-degree homicide, at the very least, a manslaughter charge, negligent homicide. These are things that could have gotten an easy indictment, given that Eric Garner was clearly choked to death. That's what the medical examiner said, and called it a homicide. So now, you have to understand the context as well. As Eric Holder mentioned, this is across the country. It's not just New York, and it's not just Ferguson. And also, we had Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old, killed in Cleveland, right? And because he had a toy gun. Now we just find out from the same Department of Justice that this is happening in Cleveland quite often. Obviously, this was studied well before Tamir Rice was ever shot. So they say a new Justice Department investigation has revealed that Cleveland Police Department demonstrates a pattern of using excessive and unnecessary force. In a scathing federal review, the DOJ found that Cleveland police officers do not receive adequate training, policy guidance, support, and supervision. So, unfortunately, a shining example of those kind of tactics was when they shot the 12-year-old within 2 seconds of arriving at the scene. It's unbelievable. You literally almost could not do it any faster. You could do it in 1 second, and that's it. Boom, they drive up, 2 seconds later, they shoot the kid dead. By the way, they also did not do CPR on him for 4 minutes. He might have died anyway, but it would have been nice to try to save his life after you shot him. And none of that happened. Now, back to New York in the Eric Garner case. I want everybody to understand why there is this call for justice and why it hurts so much and why it affects the African-American community and all of us so much. Because a lot of people apparently can't relate to it. Right? Now, NPR had a clip here of a little interaction with Benjamin Carr, who is the stepfather of Eric Garner, and an unidentified man. And you could see in the voice of the unidentified man the anguish that goes along with this. And just for a second, put yourself in his shoes. Now, remember, Garner's stepfather is the one trying to calm him down, okay? But listen to their interaction.
I was right there. I was right there. I was there, Mr. Garner, every step of the way. I have pictures of everything.
Come on in.
And you know, it's just gotten, I was doing everything peacefully, but it's gotten to the point where
you gotta keep the peace.
It's wrong.
I know.
We all are hurt.
It's like, where are we headed for? What's the future for me? What's the future for me? You know what I'm saying? For my child, for my son. What is his future?
Think about that, man. I got kids. If any of you have kids out there and you thought there was a higher chance that they might get assaulted or killed by the cops, how much anguish would you be in? How much concern would you have? How many protests would you go to? And how much would you beseech the Justice Department to seek justice in a case like this? Well, luckily in this case, that's exactly what they're doing.